Welcome back to West Fork, friends. Big changes coming to this channel, mostly by necessity. There's a saying around here. There's two seasons, winter and getting ready for winter. And today's June 2nd, and it's ripe time to start getting ready for winter. So I'm not going to have time to take camping trips. Well, maybe later in the summer, but for now, it's going to be a full-on homestead show. We had a real stormy spring, and matter of fact, just a few days ago, 28 degrees Fahrenheit. Cold enough to zap our fruit trees, and any plants that we had out would have likely got killed. So we've just been holding off. Neighbor up the road, we had a warm spell in April. I think the highs were around 85 degrees. And he planted this whole garden 1st of May. Things really started taking off. And that 28 degree Fahrenheit just leveled this whole garden. And he had a lot of money in it too. So it's a good thing we don't have it planted yet. And but the other thing is it's getting kind of late. We've got to break the ground still. It's just a big weed patch. I'll show you in a few minutes. We'll go up there and take a look at the conditions. It's not good. And as you can see, this whole bay is empty. We went through about 5 cords just in the cabin last winter. So we got this all swept out, completely empty. We're gonna have to go try to find some firewood logs, fill this whole thing up. So maybe I'll take you guys out on a few of our wood cutting expeditions, cut down some big old trees and see what kind of nice firewood we can find. Fortunately, this bay over here, we put away extra wood last year. So there's a good 3 cords in here just to start the fallout with. So that stuff's all bone dry and seasoned up. So we'll be tapping into that first. And then over in this far bay, there's still about 1 good row in here. But this stuff here, we've had this wood for about 3 years. So we'll probably move that out front. It's good and dry. So we got about 1.5 bays to fill up here. Yeah, and this wood pile here, this is our broom shop. That's where how we make our money around here. Making brooms indoors, so we got to keep it warm in the winter time. Last year it got down to 27 Fahrenheit, well, for a couple days in the winter. So we keep seasoned wood out here, and we'll put another row of pallets in here, and this will be stacked. We put in about 3 cords just for the broom shop. Yeah, so I got a lot of work to do. So yeah, let's take a little walk. We'll go up to the garden areas and I'll show you what the situation is up there. Sarah planted filbert trees. These are western hazel. They're a native, so we thought maybe we'd add a few along the creek here. Well, yeah, as you can see, this doesn't really look much like a garden at all. There's some really good soil here, and it attracts gophers and voles. So we have to be careful. I'm going to give this a good rototill, try to reduce their numbers. and maybe try to encourage them to go somewhere else. But this is what we call the lower garden, and it's cooler down here by the creek, so we'll plant cabbage and beets and peas, maybe some other things like that that like cooler conditions. These big bushes in the corner are red currant, and they're really loaded with little berries now, and we'll use those for wine and jelly. We got 2 big plants, probably get enough for a gallon of wine and a bunch of jelly jars. So future episodes of West Fork, I'm going to lay claim to this ground again, and I think it'll look a lot nicer. We get some garden plants planted in here. Let's take a look up at the upper garden, see how bad that is. Well, traffic's pretty heavy up here today. Anyway, this is the upper garden, and you can tell it looks more like a cow pasture than a garden. Yeah, Sarah cut the weeds down about a week ago, and it's not too bad. But I'm gonna get in there and clean it up. We have a machine that'll actually dig that down pretty deep, and we shouldn't have to worry about the weeds coming back. More rain coming in. I think it's supposed to stop raining here in a few days. Over along the creek, we also put in some Engelmann spruce trees that we transplanted off the forest here. This one's doing really well, getting a lot of new growth, and we're trying to hide it from the deer because they like to eat those new shoots. But otherwise, we're just letting the creek bottom go natural for wildlife, because we're going to have a lot of white-tailed deer in here fawning soon. They need a lot of cover, and so do the fawns. So we won't mow this for at least another month, until when the fawns start getting around real good, they get their feet under them. Then we'll mow some trails and clear some areas for us to get through. Those are the homestead challenges around here. I also have a couple of bushcraft ideas lined up in a new place that I want to make a little camp. And let's take a walk down the trail. I'll show you where that is. Gotta get in here and brush this out. Yeah, this trail just follows the creek up on the side hill here. Yeah, you can see the creek down there. But originally a game trail, and we just kind of adopted it. Yeah, so we're approaching the far edge of our property here, and there's a little hollow down here that I really like, and thinking about making a little stone fireplace here and a place to put up a bushcraft camp. Let's get a vantage point and you can scope it out. Yeah, here's the top view of this nice little hollow. And from here you can't see the road, can't see any buildings, but if I take out a couple of older trees that are going to die soon anyway, be a good view of the mountain back there. Unfortunately, some big trees came down in a windstorm. And here, there's a big pine there. That's pretty fresh. It still has pine needles, some of them green, so that just came down this past year. So I'm thinking about cutting that up, making some benches, have a little surround for the fire pit, and have a convenient place to put up a tarp shelter. Yeah, this is also a major travel corridor for mule deer, white-tailed deer, coyotes, bobcat, lynx, and you know, all kinds of wildlife. So I do want to get the trees kind of cleaned up in here so they can pass through and restore the trail again. Yeah, the creek's about 50 feet, well maybe 100 feet from where I want to make that fire pit. There's a good place to get water, coffee right here. I might have to brush this out just a little bit. But yeah, there's the travel path for the deer right through there. And the coyotes like it too. Well, friends, that's about all I got to say. It's a matter of necessity. And some of you viewers have been with the channel for a long time, since we first started the channel. You remember that's how we got our start when we first moved here back in 2016. It was all about the homestead. It's tough to compete on YouTube, and now that I'm retirement age, I just want to have fun, and I want to share this stuff for social reasons. There's a lot of experts out there in YouTube land, and I'm certainly not one of them. But I am pretty good at scratching up food, getting ready for winter, and that's what we got to do right now. I hope you enjoy the videos we have coming out in the future, and I'm really looking forward to sharing some of my activities with you. It's not the end of the bushcraft show either. I've been a woodsman just about my whole life, and I look forward to doing some fishing trips this summer, some boondocking trips in our little trailer. There's some nice trout lakes here, and we have float tubes. We want to go out and catch dinner, cook them by the fire. A lot of hiking is in my future plans, and some hunting trips in the fall. We have meat to prepare. A couple years ago we got a nice bear right off the property. It's hard to get bear around here. We might have to go further up on the hill. But we always have to have a deer in the freezer. And we butcher all that ourselves. We put all the meat away ourselves, and we enjoy every morsel of the natural game meat that we get from the woods around here. So anyway, that's the channel update. The whole plan is to get ready for winter. As far as the channel is concerned, I'm just trying to keep it real. Until next time, God bless you, happy trails, and take care, everybody. This is West Fork, over and out.